I'm a grad student at MIT working on climate change and ocean modeling.
I'm a contributing editor at Vice Motherboard.
Yep, I am going into ninth grade high school student. I finished earth science, algebra, took some honors, and my dad is a climate professor at Southern Community College. And I did really well in the subject of earth science in the climate change section. So I got really interested in climate change because
Where do you guys want to drop?
Let's shop just somewhere far. I guess we can go Paradise.
Cool.
And then so I got interested in climate change, and since my dad does it, I know a couple things. And I kind of want to spread the word so that people realize what's happening to the environment, and us as a younger generation, so that we can fix it.
Inspired by some Twitter conversations with Catherine Hayhoe and some other people, we decided that it would be a good idea to have some kind of Fortnite and climate related stream / podcast / YouTube channel where we engage younger people, community members, scientists, science communicators, basically anyone that should care about climate or works on climate problems, and get everyone together by playing Fortnite, and hopefully have some interesting conversations.
Hi, my name is Miriam. I currently a graduate student, but my day job, I guess, is I'm a writer and host of a PBS digital series called Hot Mess, where we talk about all sorts of aspects of climate change.
I did a report on climate change for my research paper. It was 5 paragraphs long? No, it was 5 paragraphs long, 5 pages.
Nice.
It was basically how what is it? The warming of the planet is causing the oceans to expand.
We got a guy at 3:45, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So
it was something on how about the warm waters expanding will cause more storm surges or something like that.
I don't know. What is the first thing that you guys think of when you hear climate change? How about you, Matthew?
Doom.
Yeah. Is there a particular?
Oh, I'm downed.
Are they gonna finish you? No. Okay.
Yeah, they got me.
All right.
I think about recently. I think about ocean acidification and.
Oh, I got one. I'm gonna finish her. I got bandages.
Coral reef.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one. Especially with I think it was in 2015 or 2016 there was a big ocean heat wave. All right, I'm down. He's gonna finish me. Why as a society, should we care about climate change? What are?
Oh. I mean, it's just because it's a problem that touches everything from what we wear to what we eat to what it's like when we go outside to how long our lives are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The thing about climate change is too, if we don't stop it, it's going to destroy the earth, and we're not going to have a place to live on for very much longer. So it's a very important topic.
There's the people who say oh, climate change isn't happening, or even worse, they'll say, oh, climate change is good for plants, right? It's good for humans because plants like carbon dioxide, so they're going to grow big and strong, and we're going to have more food.
People actually think that?
Oh, I mean, there are Princeton professors who think that. Yeah, there's a lot of people who think that. It's not true. I mean, it is true that plants like CO2. Some types of plants grow more when there's CO2. But some of those plants are things like poison ivy, so that's not necessarily a good thing. There's also evidence that just because they grow bigger doesn't mean that, if it's a stalk of corn, that it's going to be more nutritious. And then on top of that, it's not just carbon dioxide that's varying. There's also temperatures, there's rain patterns that are changing. So, just because you can grow a little better because of the CO2 doesn't mean that the fact that you're in a 20-year drought isn't going to make up for that.
Yeah, I can kind of cribbing a phrase that Kate Marvel says all the time is that, more CO2 is great, but not if you're on fire.
Yeah. So this is one thing that a few people on Twitter asked, actually. They were wondering, are there any comparisons we can make to climate change and the game of Fortnite. So I mean, we are on an island with limited resources. There is this like storm that's closing in. What do you guys think about that? What do you think, Shane?
I'd say this is kind of a metaphor similar. I don't know. I'm not very good at English, but we can use the storm as like, say when a storm runs over the trees, the bushes. That's all of our resources being, and once it gets to the very bottom, once it closes in fully, that's when our Earth has like nothing left.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that's
I think
one thing.
that's sort of the first thing I was thinking of too. But then the reason I don't like the metaphor or the simile of comparing Fortnite to climate change is that there's no hope, or there's hope for like one squad or one person, right? At the end, everyone either dies to the storm or there's just one person left. And with climate change, we have a chance of a lifetime to fight back, to stop climate change before it closes in on us.
We can use those last players as the people who actually stopped climate change, and the others failed to do so, and their world perished.
Yeah, there you go.
The others
That works.
didn't.
Yeah, or maybe they can make a mini game where instead of like you can do something so that the storm starts like backing back out, and then another like an alternative way of winning the game is to get the storm to like completely go away.
All right, here. So, yeah, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna sprint. You're gonna want to sprint because the zone's really far. So you're gonna want to hold shift and stay on that line.
Miriam, what do you think about the comparison?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's cool. I would go with more of like an optimistic kind of thing, and that this is I'd go more with like how many people are into Fortnite now. And,
Okay.
If we can get everyone as excited about, mitigating. Whoops.
Oh, jeez, you scared me.
I scared myself too. I just like stopped pressing controls and let my hand rest on the keyboard. It's a terrible idea. We can get as many people excited about mitigating climate change as we can get them about Fortnite.
Yeah.
We could probably do some good.
So we've mostly talked about sort of the depressing parts of climate change. So, what it is, that it's caused by humans emitting greenhouse gases, and then also sort of some of the impacts. So we talked about ocean acidification and coral reefs. We talked about ocean warming and sea level rise, and then worse storm surges. But one thing we haven't talked about is what the solutions are, because it is a solvable problem. So, I don't know, Shane, do you want to maybe mention a couple solutions you can think of to the climate problem?
All right. So one solution would be, instead of buying like gas-using cars, you could buy, hybrids are gas-using cars too, but you could buy hybrids or electric cars instead. I don't think there's really that big of a price difference. Hybrids or electric might be a little bit more expensive, but just think, like, you're saving the environment, you're saving the place that's going to like keep you alive.
So you've already hit on basically two of the main sources of emissions. So one of them is transportation. So there's a lot of cars on the road, especially in countries like the US, where, I'm from California, where you have to drive basically everywhere, and we emit a lot of CO2 just from burning the fuels to drive those cars. And so, yeah, if you get electric vehicles, oh no, best of luck.
We're done.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna, hey, not bad. We got bronze. Go team. That's the best place yet for the Fortnite climate squad.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Okay, yeah, so we were talking about electric vehicles, and you're right that, I mean, obviously an electric car, if the electricity is not coming from burning some kind of fossil fuel, it can be a lot cleaner than internal combustion vehicle, which, a car that uses gas. And yeah, you're also right that the prices are really not that similar, especially if you think about the price over the whole lifetime. So like, you're going to have a car for 10 to 20 years, and electric cars, it's a lot cheaper to charge it up than it is to buy gas every day.
So in the long run, you'll probably be saving money.
Yeah, exactly. And so it is hard because the upfront cost is usually a little bit more, but those are still coming down. And then the other thing you talked about is factories, and that's another big place. Usually these factories are for producing electricity, which we use on the grid. And if we reduce the emissions from those, yeah, let's go out here. There'll be less people there.
You have to like try it. It's gonna be hard to reach it. Oh, who dropped already?
Oh no,
Oh,
Miriam.
sorry, I did.
It's okay.
Just gonna go all the way to the left.
We believe in you.
Good luck.
You'll keep us in the game.
Yeah, just be a bush Wookie.
You know, it's what I do best.
Oh, if you're gonna go to Leeds, you're going to die. I'm just telling you that.
Okay, good to know.
All right, I'm dropping.
Just hide in a bush whenever you see one.
Yeah, so if we reduce if we have these factories that are producing electricity, but to do so, especially in places like the U.S., a lot of them are burning coal, and some of them, they burn natural gas or plants or other things. But a lot of it is burning coal, and coal is a really dirty fossil fuel. So when you burn it, it puts a lot more CO2 into the atmosphere than other fuels for the same amount of energy.
I was trying to remember what that thing was called that was burning, and I just could not get it.
Yeah, no worries. And so, we got a guy behind us, but I'm just gonna keep going. Well, I didn't really make it as far as you. Yeah, there's a guy here. Yeah, so if instead of using these dirty fuels like coal and gas to produce our electricity, we use some renewable energy technologies. So, solar, wind are the two big ones, but then also in certain places in the world, like in New York State, they have a lot of hydropower. So they have,
Oh, we do?
Yeah, there's rivers and lakes at high altitude, and they use those to, they dam them, and then you can basically run the water through a turbine, and that generates electricity. Also, Canada has a lot.
That's cool.
Yeah, New York is like one of the actually cleaner states, I think, in terms of their electricity.
Not the city.
No, probably not. Although cities are.
Well, I mean, living in an urban, dense population is because we drive less is actually.
No, I'm all the way on Long
per
Island.
capita carbon emissions lower.
Yeah. Miriam, do you know a bit about the types of climate solutions that New York is thinking about?
Oh man, New York has got quite a plan. I mean, they're part of the. I'm gonna get the names wrong of things, but the Mayors for Climate Change and the city big states.
Yeah, they're like C40 cities or whatever.
Yeah, have both committed to meeting the requirements of the Paris Agreement. There's a lot of really great community solutions happening in New York, particularly after there's a lot of adaptation stuff happening, particularly after Sandy hit a couple years back. You can look at stuff that the subways themselves have done. They've installed all these manual blocks to keep things from flooding. Community groups have built. I worked with an organization called We Act to help them expand out their cooling center plan and how they reach people who, when it gets too hot, need somewhere to go.
Oh wow, that's super important.
Yeah. So those are all like things to do as it gets worse. So not really things to stop it.
Yeah. So maybe we'll take a second to just clarify what we're talking about. So when we talk about solutions to climate change, the strategies usually fall into two different categories. So the first is mitigation, which basically just means let's stop causing the problem before we try and fix it. And then, so it's things like stopping to produce as much greenhouse gas emissions. And then the other one. Oh, what does it give? Magic? Oh, I mean, not magic, shield. Sweet.
It's magic.
I've played too many games where mana's the resource. Yeah, so the other one is adaptation, which is basically, okay, climate change happened. Now let's think about how we deal with it. How do we live in a world which is, 3 degrees or 4 degrees warmer? How do we deal with the fact that sea levels have risen 3 feet since, over the last 50 years? I'm talking as if we were in the future where we didn't do the mitigation. But that's basically what adaptation is like. How do we deal with this new world that we created for ourselves? And in reality, the actual solution is going to be some kind of mix between the two, because we're going to try and mitigate. We're not going to mitigate enough, and so we're going to have to adapt. And so, it is true that as the climate warms, we're going to get worse heat waves. People are going to be really hot there's obviously a lot of heat waves going on right now in different parts of the world. Like Japan just had a crazy one in May where, I don't know, something like 60 people died in that week just because of heat stress.
Wow.
Yeah, and so, if you're a city like New York, you can prevent that by doing these kinds of initiatives that Miriam was talking about. Planes fly. You put up all these little particles, and if you put enough of them...
Behind us, stomach shot.
Oh, okay.
I'm hit. Oh, it's 2 people.
Yeah. I'll try and... Oh no, this guy's sniping me. I got 37 blue on the guy on the left.
Oh, I tagged him with my hunting rifle. Oh, is that you placing C4s?
No.
No, it's not.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
It was very intense to watch.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay, I don't know what to do here. Oh, I got him for 72 shield. Okay. Good luck.
Alright.
I believe in you. Oh my god, I think it's a whole squad.
If I had bounces, that would be great.
Okay, I'm starting to think that this is the right way to do this, where we like join a lobby, we sort of land far away from everyone else. We can have an uninterrupted conversation for like 5 minutes, and then we freak out for like 2 minutes.
And then we just all get destroyed.
Yeah, that sounds like a good way to do it.
If we
Yeah,
did
that's a good
something
idea.
Funny moments, because those get a lot of views on YouTube. Those
Yeah.
funny moments thing, and add some climate change talk in there, and then as we're in the middle of a conversation, one of us just dies.
Yeah, that
Do
sounds
like
good.
10 minutes of me sitting in a bush.
Yeah. Well, we've got plenty of that footage, so I knew it was going to be a little sketchy the first time. This is a little bit sketchier than I expected, but that's okay. We'll work through the kinks.
Streaming is actually, it's like really hard. It's,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Have-
streaming right now, but I just have it on private.
Okay.
I know, but it's one of those things that like I think people my age and older don't understand is just like how difficult it is to manage like talking to a crowd and like
Yeah.
keeping all that software running and playing the game at the same time.
You can hold shift to sprint. If you press shift on your keyboard, you'll run faster.
Yeah, but then I'm just trying to stay as far away from people as possible so that I can talk and
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think maybe the strategy is we drop as far away from everyone else and then
Yeah,
just
so,
like
I have-
make our way
I have
across
a
the
couple
map.
of good places. There's a person
Nice.
right there.
You got him. Oh, there's 2 of them though.
and there's
Oh,
Here,
no.
hide in the bush.
Yeah.
Press crowd. Press control.
Sorry, I'm trying to learn the controls on my Mac. I normally play on my Switch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my brother plays on Switch. You can look straight down so no one can see you too.
Yeah, I'm pretty hidden, I think.
Yeah. This is pretty hilarious.
Social here for the,
Okay.
clearly watching my screen is not the most exciting.
I'm enjoying it.